Our final speaker is the Secretary General of Proutist Universal Global. Born in India and a monk of Ananda Marga, he was keenly interested in PROUT since his early student life. Later, he was chosen by PROUT's founder, Sri Sarkar, to bring the concept of economic democracy to the US in 1986. Now, Acharya Ji heads the movement globally as the Secretary General of Proutist Universal. Let's all give our namaskar to Acharya Vimalananda Avadu.
Namaskar. Hello and hi to everyone. I've been very carefully listening all the opinions expressed. I hope I'm audible. I'm far away from you. I'm not in Manila city. So please forgive me if there's any difficulty in the network connections. So interesting that you have called me also in this, and the topic is very wide and very timely actually. I have heard so many facets on this topic, and some of you have spoken the standpoint of PROUT, progressive utilitarian theory, and also some of you have brought the issue of the challenging times of pandemic and approach to solving this pandemic and how you respond to the pandemic as perhaps a testing and judging whether you are providing a good leadership, ideal leadership roles, yes or not. Yeah, very interesting. You have brought an array of so many things. Perfect. What I will do here in my 10 minutes is that I will show you some slides. If I have scope to do screen sharing, please allow me. Yes, I can do that. Okay, so here it is, leadership. A brief study of leadership. Let me go very quickly with you. What is it all about? Society, yes. Collectivity, yes. Individuals with personality traits, achieving goals, interactions, vision, ideal values, managerial skills, charisma, communication skills, political power, integrity, decision-making abilities, adjudicating, judicious, etc. Then inspiration, ideological, statesmanship, skillful, oratory skills and confidence, and all these things. There's so many. We expect all the virtues in one person, but a few persons. This is not from today. If you go by the history, how much search for ideal leadership since the very beginning of social awareness we have had. Let's see. Some people say that it's a matter of intelligence, and then trustworthiness, and humanness, and courage and discipline. This is the most recent thing. Yet, intelligence alone brings rebelliousness. Humanness and the exercise of humanness alone results in weaknesses. Trust, the fixation on trust, results in folly. Courage results in violence. Discipline and results in cruelty. So all these things have their own shortfalls also. So there's so many approaches. And if we go see, the Chinese doctrine says that it's a mandate of heaven. Pro-aristocratic thinkers, they think that it depends on the blue blood of the person, the gene, it's a genetic thing, leadership is a genetic thing. In monarchy, they have been thinking that it takes its extreme view of the same idea, propping up assertions against the claims, invoking divine sanction. Monarchs, they're thinking that is a divine sanction. And then we have democratic theories. Okay. Then autocratic theories are there. Traditionalists justifying the role of leadership in the Roman, families. Feminist thinking is there about leadership. They consider that this model is patriarchal. Leadership should be emotionally attuned, responsible, and consensual, providing emphatic guidance, which becomes akin to matriarchs. And the views of Confucius is on right living. So we see that always there had been a search for what is an ideal leadership. What is everybody, every time they have tried to define the ideal leadership. But why they have been able to, why they have been trying to define ideal leadership? Because they have been searching for the ideal leadership. There was none available to them. That's why every time humanity has been always pondering, thinking about the qualities and the requisites of ideal leadership. And so many theories. Then we have the Machiavelli's prince, then we have anarchist thought of the 19th century, and finally we come to Lenin. And Lenin says that individuals to be replaced with elite group of disciplined cadres to establish dictatorship of proletariat at the end of the success of socialist revolution. This is where we end. Then comes in 19th century, in our time, traditional authority of monarchs, lords, and bishops begin to wane. Trade theory reestablished its identifying talents, etc. Relationship is rooted in characters of the leader. This is 19th century. And then again we have public spirited leadership, populist leaderships. Then we finally go, because we have little time, so we will go and talk about the Proutist perspective of leadership. 4 types of leadership in 4 types of collective psychologies of communities. Let us understand that society is not homogeneous. There are 4 types of mindsets in society. The toiling masses, they expect their own things to come from the leaders. The people with valor, they think their own dreams, their own purposes should be fulfilled by the leaders. Then we have the talented people. They have their own expectations of the leader. And the business community, they will have their own expectations from the leaders. You see, so society is not homogeneous. There are 4 types of mindsets at work in society. So always there will be something lacking in the leader from the point of view of the others. If the leader belongs to one community, one mindset, then all the 3 will be expecting something different, which is not being delivered. So that will continue. Now the challenge is that we are in 21st century and humanity is not there where it used to be a century ago. Humanity is completely a different place. There was a time that human beings were only manual human beings, physical human beings. Then through the Renaissance and intellectual revolution and industrialization in the West, we got what? We got talented humans. From there on, we got talented humans. And as a result of the machines coming to workplace and society being available horizontally to everyone, there was surplus of manual labor and more people had access to machines, so they became more talented to operate the machines. As a result, we became talented human beings. Before the machines, all the humanity was only physical human beings, manual human beings. Because of the machines, surplus manual energy was created. So that surplus manual energy, nature transformed it into talent as per the need, how to operate the machines for survival perhaps, and competence. So we became talented humans. Today again, new kind of machines are in place and it is horizontally available to everyone, the computers. Computers are the brain machines. It stores data, the memory. It processes the data like we do in our mind. And along a program, it produces results very quickly. So today's generation is becoming different from the talented generation. Today's generation is becoming contemplative generation already. Today, humanity is all over the world, they are celebrating Yoga Day. In free times, people are sitting quiet and contemplating. There was a time in 1980s, 70s, I was in Europe and I was meditating in a park, and somebody came and said to my ears, "Sir, why are you sleeping?" I said, "What?" I opened my eyes later. I said, "Come on, please. What is the matter?" "Sir, you can sleep nicely. Why are you sitting and sleeping like that? There is a lot of space for you." I said, "I'm not sleeping." "Yes, you're sleeping. You're closing your eyes." There was a time, even in 70s, closing your eyes means sleeping. Today, not anymore. Everybody knows that if somebody is sitting and quiet and keeping eyes closed means person is contemplating on something. Why? Because today's generation has two types of surplus energies. Physical energy is also surplus, and talented energy is also surplus. Mental energy is also surplus. So nature is causing another kind of evolution in the coming generations. And that another kind of evolution is happening uniformly all over the world, universally. So humans' expectations are different today. Humans' dreams are different today. Humans' visions are different today. And all the institutions, about the good governance, all the institutions, they were not meant to deliver these dreams or expectations of humanity. Because they had not seen this kind of generation then yet. They had seen only the talented human beings and the manual human beings. So the institutions that we have at place today, they serve only the needs of that area of human life only. But the emotional area and the contemplative visions and dreams and expectations and tastes, likings and dislikings of the current generation, it has outgrown the system. Humanity has outgrown the system. When humanity has outgrown the system, we will have to upgrade. So the leadership today, what is required, as you have already noticed and identified, morality in the leadership, yes. But beyond that, also there are more things required. A sense of responsibility, advanced sense of responsibility is needed to exhibit in the leader. But the problem is that there used to be a theory that leaders are naturally created. The leadership acumen is then naturally happening in individuals. Not anymore. P.R. Sarkar, the propounder of PROUT theory, he says human personality can be engineered because education is already engineered, bringing us to a talented level. Likewise, if you use the ancient wisdom of Tantra, he created a science of biopsychology there. And the science of biopsychology that P.R. Sarkar has given, it helps create personality traits of leadership because it makes you physically fit, mentally developed, and spiritually elevated if practiced properly and socially connected. For that, he brings 16-point formula. The 4 points of the 16 points makes us physically fit. The other 4 points makes us mentally developed. The next 4 points gives us spiritual elevation experiences and a reality, living a reality of spirituality. And then the last 4 points creates in the mind of the trained students sense of connectivity with the society, the community life. It has been seen in Europe and different places. Meditation has made people more selfish. Even a second person in their life makes them disturbed and they start separating from each other. No second person in my life. I'm fine alone, fine. No, but that's very damaging for the society. So social psychology is essential in leaders. We have seen that leaders have been an ideal leadership must always think advanced sense of responsibility for the society, must always think that society is my own family. And in your family, you don't do corruption with your own family members. Unless you consider that the whole humanity is my own family, I belong to this humanity, I'm a product of this humanity, unless that mindset sets in your mind, in your psychology, you are not going to be, you are going to become partial somewhere at some stage. That's why we have seen very tall idealist figures have also become have been found to be fallible, fell down and became a point of corruption. No. So how to remain always there? There's a need to have a psychological mindset of belonging to entire humanity, that entire humanity is my own family. I'm a product of the entire humanity. Cosmic father is father, nature is the mother, globe is my home, and this universe is my larger home, and everyone that breathes is a part of my family because created by the same God and the same mother who has created me. So a spiritual element is brought in the leadership concept. Unless you put a spiritual element in the leader, you will not find morality in leaders. Because morality, the very moral teachings, have a history of coming from saints and sages. Go back into ancient times. Whole society was moving by the wise people, around the wise people. Then came a period that dogma started setting in. But why dogma comes? Again, Pierre Sarkar says, dogma comes because spirituality without rationality becomes dogma. But if you go the other extreme, no more spirituality because it causes dogmas. So we should be only rational. Rationality without spirituality becomes materialism. Lack of morality and materialism, corruption. No, PROUT says that there must be a combination of spirituality and rationality. When you have a combination of spirituality and rationality together, and you have a sense of collective belonging, that will make a transformed ideal leadership. That is called Sadvipra. Sadvipra, sentient intellectual. Of course, leader has to be intellectual, has to be able to analyze the problems of others, has to be able to devise the solution to the problems of society, has to have the ability, no doubt. Even in a family, you need a leader. Either mother is the leader or the father is the leader. And the leader in the family is known because one is able to solve the problems of the family. In a larger collective family, where problems can be of so many kinds, but the leader should have the acumen and the talent and the courage to accept the challenges and find a solution by including everyone. Now, governance, yes. When you have this kind of leadership with morality, acumen, talent, sentiency, sense of responsibility, then our governance will also change. And our governance will be economic democracy. Democracy is the best way of governance. Somebody said governance is different. Correct. Governance is different. But governance should also be democratic. That is the most ideal thing to happen. But that to happen, for governance to be democratic, also you need something to change. And what is that? A system change. As I said, the multi-party political democracy is the cause of the crisis. Even a good leader is not able to deliver because of so many factors of politics. No, please, PROUT is telling, please remove the politics from the collective life because exploitation, corruption, and immorality involves money and economy. So build democracy on the basis of economy, economic democracy. And when we have economic democracy, party-less economic democracy, then a scenario will be what? I'm going to finish soon. A scenario will be, there are three forces in society. Three powers move the society: economic power, political power, and cultural power. These three powers govern our collective life. Now, economic power controls political power in the current setting of capitalism. Political power controls economic power in the socialist and communist countries. In PROUT system, we say power corrupts. And extreme power will be extremely corrupt, this way or that way. You're there or you're here. You cannot escape that because that's a human reality. Extreme power will be extremely corrupt. So what is the best way? Separate the two powers. So PROUT presents a new system of governance where it becomes economic democracy and politics is done away with. There will be politics but not politics. There will be economy, but not economics. And then culture will flourish and humanity will make progress. This is my submission for now. And there are more questions I will be taking up in discussion area. Thank you very much. Namaskar.